Not sure how long it will take today. This is the day after Thanksgiving. Black Friday. For all of you people that went out there shopping today. My wife and I did go out to get one thing that we'd been talking about. Really it wasn't that many people out. I was quite amazed, but I guess most people are doing their shopping online now, which is what I usually do. So this one particular thing we just needed to get locally. Anyway, today is November 29th, 2019, and it's a Friday. And today we're going to just talk briefly about thankfulness, Thanksgiving, gratefulness, that type of thing. And what things are you grateful for? What things are you thankful for? Uh, I can tell you something I'm thankful for. I'm thankful my car starts. I tell you what, I've I've had times in my life where I went out and the weather had turned cold and wait a minute, and that's what I got. Absolutely nothing. Well, my car now, fortunately, it's a bit higher end car, and when I go out recently to start it, it would kind of go and then start right up. And I thought, that's weird. I mean, it's never done anything like that before. So it did it for about a week. So I called my service manager at the dealership and said, hey, my car's acting funny. And I was wondering if y'all could take a look at it. With is there a way to get it looked at without charging me anything? And he said, oh, yeah. So my dealership is Mercedes of Midlothian in Virginia. They're super dealership, I got to tell you. So he said, bring it on by and I'll just take a look at it. And we won't get a technician or nothing involved. It's something simple. So I went up to the dealership and cut my car off. You drive in, and I drove in, they closed the door. And he was finishing up, writing up a car in front of me. And then he said, okay, start it up. As soon as I hit that starter, 5 seconds, he says, battery. And I went, okay. That had flitted through my mind, but it always started, so I, didn't think anything of it. So I asked him if they could take care of that for me. He said, yeah, no problem. So just go on up in the lounge and wait, and we'll take care of it for you. Which they did. Uh, and I just drank coffee and and did a little bit of research on the internet, and interacted a little bit with the other customers and stuff that was upstairs. Anyway, they took care of me, and now, of course, boom, starts right up like it's supposed to. I was thinking as I was sitting there in the lounge, years ago, I didn't go to a dealership. Uh, I tried to do everything as inexpensively as possible and make that much money either. Anyway, I tried to do it on the cheap. That wasn't very smart, but anyhow, that's what I did. So, I'd put batteries in myself, and I would work on the car myself. And one car we had, my wife would read the manual, and I would do the work. So as I got older, cars became a lot more complicated. And I realized, dealerships, some people complain about, oh, dealers are so high. Really, they're not. Uh, you're getting certified, trained mechanics that know what they're doing. They have a substantial amount of overhead to maintain that dealership and to maintain the quality of staff that they have. And they have to back up all of their work. So when a dealership says it's fixed, it's fixed. It's not, we'll try this and we'll try that, like your backyard mechanics or your friend or your buddy or or whoever, or these little shops. Well, we'll try this and see if this works. No. You go in, this is the problem. they write up the service order, and that problem is what's supposed to be fixed. And if they say it's fixed and you leave and it's not fixed, you take it right back to them and they have to fix it for free. Oh yeah, that's part of the benefits of dealing with a dealership. So never think their prices are outrageous. I've been in business for many, many, many years. There's a reason for that cost. There's a reason for that expense. And it's not just so they can make a lot of money. They have to maintain your vehicle once they've worked on it. They have to back it up. So anyway, so I'm grateful my car starts. I'm grateful for fantastic wife I've got. We've been married 45 years. It'll be 46 years this January 19th, 2020. Incredible. Seems like we just met. So we're always learning new stuff about each other, even after 46 years. So how about your spouse and your children? What do you really know about them? How about your brother and your sister? A lot of times families don't always get together and find out about each other. They just, oh, that's my brother, that's my sister, and when's the last time you talked to them? Oh, whoops. Don't turn me off. Just think about that for a second. When was the last time you talked to your brother or your sister, or your mom and dad, or your aunt and uncle, or your niece and nephew, or your, in my case, grandchildren and great-grandchildren? We as a population, and I'm just talking about the United States here, I haven't lived in other countries, so I can't tell you how they are. I lived in Cuba for a year. It was very interesting. And all cultures that I've interacted with here in the States have a great love for family. Yep. Doesn't matter what the culture is, what the ethnicity is, what their background is. Now, on TV, you see all this dysfunctional stuff because that's good TV. No, it's not. It's a mess. Did you know, and you can research this, because I know some of you will, go back to the 40s and 50s, then the 60s and 70s, then the 80s and 90s, into the 2000s. You'll see a 180 change in TV and families and society. As TV changes, so goes the society. Oh yeah, don't these people that say, oh no, this is just entertainment. Well, yes, it used to be just entertainment, but now they actually mold how people think by the shows that they put on and situations that they show that are the norm. Not really the norm. It's something they want to become the norm. And think about this statement. I'm trying to think who said this. I think Hermann Goering, who was a Nazi, said, if you tell a lie long enough, people will become to believe that it's true. Yep. If you tell a lie long enough, people will come to believe it's true. Sadly, that's what our media has been doing to us for decades. We've really noticed a lot in the last, 3 years or so, but for decades, it's just little by little by little, they're changing our perspective. They're acclimating us to a different way of thinking. Sometimes that's good. Sometimes it's bad. Sometimes it's just life, because life changes. But when you see all these dysfunctional families on TV, what a crock. It didn't used to be that way. I'm telling you, it did not used to be that way. But through the years, through this constant bombardment from TV, and I like TV, I will not kid you a bit. I watch a lot of it. However, those type shows, click. I control what I watch. I watch stuff I want to watch. And I watch stuff that if I really like it, and I'm thinking, man, this is really cool, and then they start throwing in this junk, and it's junk, then I say, click, don't watch it anymore. Some people get so into shows, they go, oh, I just have to watch my show. No, you don't have to watch it. You can choose to watch it. What you watch is going right in here, and it gets on down into here. And then before you know it, your way of thinking has modified. It has changed. So when I talked in the newsletter today about being grateful and being thankful, that's what we need to focus on. You know what? Always complaining and negative this, and oh, this happened, and oh, this person I deal with at work, or this person I deal with on a job, or this other business owner, or my family, or shut up. Quit being so negative. If you can't say something good about a person, don't say anything. My mom used to tell me that all the time when I was little. And as I got older, I started realizing what she was saying. I gotta admit, when I was a little kid, I didn't know what she's saying. As I got older, I started realizing, stop being negative. Stop putting down anything and everybody and whatever. Just think on the positive points. Sometimes I have had challenges finding positive points about some individuals I've interacted with, but I found them. Thank the Lord. Because I gotta tell you, you, you have no clue some of the things, well, maybe you do have a clue, some of the things I've thought about people, and here, and out of my mouth, I knew I can't say those things, or they will continue to be that way. You can speak change into another person's life. Yes, you can. It's, I'm telling you, let's say you have to watch what you say around children, because that all is inculcated into their personality. So you don't say, oh, he's a hardhead, or oh, she's so sloppy, or what. That's how they're going to be then. Yes, it is. Quit rolling your eyes. That's the way it is. So what you say around your children is the behavior you want them to develop. Have they developed it yet? Oh, probably not. Will they develop it? Yes, if you speak it into existence. Oh, my little girl just screams and hollers if she doesn't get her own way. She has a temper tantrum. What? Maybe she has had temper tantrums. There are ways to control them. I can say that I nor my brother or sister ever had a temper tantrum. It'd been the end of us. Not physically, but we would have been spanked really good. But one of our oldest daughter, uh, when she was about 3, I think, we were in a store, and in front of us, in the same aisle, was this lady shopping, and her little girl picked up a package off of the thing, and she was throwing it in the cart, and she was just being very ugly. And the mom said, "No, honey, we can't get those. They're not good for you. We don't need to get those." Oh no! She started screaming and hollering, "I want that! I want that!" And laying down on the floor and kicking her hands and feet in the air and everything. I thought I would end that child. Yes, I did think that. I told you guys I'd never lie to you. I would have ended that child. But anyway, so that's what I wanted to do. But I just stood there, and my wife stood there, and we had our oldest daughter with us. And I prayed for that lady. I thought, that poor lady. Oh, man. And so she says, "You be quiet, and blah, and you better be quiet." And then finally she says, "Hey, if you don't be quiet, I'm not getting you any candy when we get to the candy aisle." And so the child gets quiet. Wrong, wrong, wrong. We got to the next aisle where there was candy. So my daughter thought, "Hey, I saw what happened to that little girl. I'm doing the same thing." She starts saying, "I want candy, I want candy." And she laid down on the floor and started kicking her feet. And I looked down at her, and I reached out my hand, and she looked up at me, and I said, "Give me your thumb." And she goes, she knew what was coming. What I used to do is I take the pad of my thumb, and I take their thumb. Can you guys see this? Like this. And I would squeeze on it, gently at first and harder if they were still crying. It does not hurt them in any way, shape, or form. So all of you whiners out there and liberals that think, "Oh, we shouldn't correct our children," you're stupid. Anyway, should correct your children. The Bible speaks specifically about that. Spare the rod, in other words, don't correct your child, and you spoil the child. He becomes or she becomes a spoiled adult. So I just put pressure on her thumb until she finally screaming, and she wasn't screaming. Then she's kind of crying, and she's kind of whimpering, and she just shut up. And I called her name, and I said, "That is not the way to get something that you want. We use our voice and speak what we want. And if we don't get what we want, just accept it. Or as we get older, find a way to earn it or get it." Anyway, that was the only time she ever did that. And apparently she told the other children because none of the other children ever did that. Because I can't remember, I'm trying to think, I can't remember ever having to do anything really harsh to them. But I do remember one of them acting up one time, and I told them to give me their thumb. It's the first time they had ever really done anything. And they held it out like that. And I thought, how do they know what I'm how do they know what I'm gonna do? Probably our oldest daughter. It done told them. So they that was about the extent of our punishment for them, because we had super children. They're really smart, and uh, they learn quick. And when they did do something that was not palatable to us, uh, we tried to correct them in a way commensurate with the offense. Uh, a lot of parents just overreact to everything. Yell, scream, holler to children. That is ignorant. You don't ever need to yell, scream, and holler to children. But you do need to correct them. And you have to find a correction that is equitable for that child and has an impact on that child. One child might just love their cell phone. So you take their cell phone away for a day. If they don't die of a heart attack, maybe they'll be better next time. Yes, they will. Another child may like, okay, here's my cell phone. I don't care. However, maybe um, that child loves Frito chips. And you say, you've acted in a way that's not good. And you're taking away your Frito chips for 2 days. Oh no, do you reckon they'll go into starvation mode? No, they're not going to starve. But they will not, if they like Frito chips, they're not going to. See, there's always a way. Adults are the same way. Teens are the same way. Older people are the same way. It doesn't matter. Find something that has an impact on a person. Maybe somebody likes a certain TV show, and your child, says, "Oh, we've got to get in there because I have to watch my TV show," and they've not been a good child for a couple of days, and you've been trying to think, "What can I do? What can I do?" And then you go, "Ha! Your show that you've been waiting for the last week because it comes on once a week. You're not going to watch it this week, and we're not recording it either." Well, but I have to see my show. No, not going to see it. But they're going to, I don't care. You should have thought of that before you acted up. So, no, you're not going to send them to the room. I got to tell you this. Parents that put TVs in their child's room, I don't know if they're ignorant or what their problem is. Don't do that. No, don't do that. I had somebody tell me, well, my child goes to sleep with the TV. I couldn't believe they said that. Did you know that scientists did studies on brain waves and watching TV? It works in adults too. Watching TV, and I used to do it, before you go to sleep causes aberrations in your brain waves and thinking and causes anger in your life. Yep, that is a fact. That study was done 15 or 20 years ago, and they published results in the AMA, I believe it was, where I read it. I can't remember where I read it. But anyway, I took a TV out of my room. I didn't have them in the kids' room. I did have one in my room, and I went click. And do you know, I have no problem going to sleep, and I don't have anger problems. I would be on edge, and I always wondered, why am I on edge? Because every night I watched the TV, going to sleep, put it on the timer, and yes, I did. So don't do that. And don't have a TV in your child's room. Anyway, thankfulness. As you finish this video, think about things that you are truly thankful for, that you appreciate. And when those of you that have children at home, and say your child is in the living room with a glass that they had a drink in, and they get ready to go to another room, and they pick up their glass, and as they pass by the kitchen, they drop it off in the kitchen. Tell them thank you. Don't just say, oh, they should have done that. It doesn't hurt you to say thank you. It's very simple. Also, that's a positive reinforcement. They'll think, hey, Dad appreciated me doing that. So the next time off they go again. I find that being truly thankful, I don't mean fakey thankful. Oh, thanks a whole lot. No thanks. I appreciate that. So let them know, let your spouse know you appreciate him or her. Let your parents know you appreciate them. Let your brothers and sisters know you appreciate them. Be thankful and appreciative. You know, it won't hurt every once in a while to tell the pastor, you know, thanks, Pastor, for being our pastor. Thanks for being there every Sunday. Thanks for the messages and for being there when people in the church need you. It doesn't hurt to say that. It didn't cost you anything. But I can tell you that pastor is going to appreciate it. May not say nothing other than he might, oh, thanks, or appreciate that, but inside they're going to be very, very thankful for the fact that you said that. That's it. That is it for this week. November 29th, 2019. We won't see that date again. At least I don't think so, unless we get in a time loop somewhere. So go to our website, www.astepabove.life. Get some coffee. In fact, put in a pre-order for my new book. I'm not sure what the prices will be. I'm guessing $19.95 or whatever price they happen to put on it, because this will be a hardback. I'm guessing $19.95, $24.95. Anyhow, everybody that puts a pre-order in, they will offer something like a 15 or 20% discount, whatever it is, for pre-orders. So anyway, I'm looking forward to that. And you know, get on our new website and order our newsletter. Comes out about once a week. Something like this week, there's 2 this week. $99 a year, $10 a month. If you just want to try it out. Be sure and watch your video. Share the videos with anybody you want to. I'm glad to see comments. I like when people say, you know, I like that, or could you talk about this, that, or the other? That's fine. I do. I'll take subjects y'all want to me to talk about, and I'll talk about it. Anyhow, this is the Internet Pastor, the Rev, saying good night, good luck, and make tomorrow a fantastic day.